Welcome back to Art from the Love Shack. Today we're going to be making tessellations. So for this project, you will need a square piece of paper or a cardstock. You need a pencil and some scissors, and later on we're going to put our tessellation pattern onto a larger piece of paper. And Ella's with me today. Today we're going to be focusing on the art of MC Escher. MC stands for Moritz Cornelis Escher. He's a Dutch graphic artist who made mathematically inspired woodcuts, lithographs, and mezzotints. He's mostly famous for his tessellations, which were inspired by architecture and tilings of the Alhambra in Spain. Tessellations are a series of shapes that fit together without any gaps or overlaps. For today's project, you will need a square piece of paper or cardstock, pair of scissors, pencil, and a roll of tape. So step one, what you want to do is take your pencil and draw a really simple shape on one side of your square.
Like that?
That's fine. All right, so Ella's going to make her shape first. And keep it simple. Make it something that'll be easy for you to cut out later, because we're going to cut these shapes out when we get done drawing them. All right, so there's Ella's shape, and I just did a bumpy shape. So now we're going to cut these out.
Thing?
Yeah, just cut out your whole zigzag shape. Okay. Now when you do this project, there should not be any waste or any trash. So every piece that you cut will be used for your design. Next step, we're going to take this piece and we're going to slide it over to the opposite side of the paper, and we're going to put it right up against the edge and tape it down. All right. So step 3, we're going to draw one more shape either on the bottom or the top, and we're going to slide that piece down to the bottom or slide the piece up to the top. So draw another shape in here or up here, and we'll do the same thing. So Ella just cut out her second shape. This is where the process gets a little bit complicated, because you want to make sure the line here, see how there's a little bit of like maybe a quarter of an inch right there? Mm-hmm. You want to make sure there's like a quarter of an inch at the top when you tape it down, so it has to match. It has to be at the same distance from the edge at the top as it was on the bottom. So this measurement needs to match this measurement. I have a life hack for this one. So all you have to do to make sure you get the right measurement, here, hold the camera, Ella, is to fold this piece over. Actually, let's just do it like this. And line up the corner and make a little mark right there with your pencil. And that'll tell you where to tape the edge. So you want to make sure when you move it, you want to make sure you don't flip it, because it needs to be the same exact shape on the opposite side as where you cut it out. So we're going to slide it right up, make it touch that line, and touch the edge and tape it down. So I think that's going to be just right. Here, I'll get some tape. And so it kind of looks better on this side when you don't see the tape. All right, so we took a shape from the left, slid it over to the right, and we took a shape from the bottom and slid it up to the top. Now I'm going to make my piece, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with these pieces. Okay, so Ella and I just finished making our shapes, and now the next step is to find a white piece of paper, or I guess it could be a colored piece of paper, and we're going to put our tessellation stencils on right in the middle, and we're just going to trace it with a pencil. So start out right in the center of your page and trace around it with a pencil. All right, so we just traced our stencil, or our tessellation stencil, right in the middle of the page. Now the type of tessellation that we're making today is called a slide or a translation. And so what that means is after you trace it, let's put Ella's back in their spot, you can slide it over and it should fit together like a puzzle.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you see how it fits in right there? And so after you slide it in one direction, you just trace the empty space on your tessellation for your second shape. And then you can slide it, go back to your shape, slide it over to the top, or slide it over this way, trace the empty part, then you can take it and slide it this way, trace the empty part, or take it and slide it this way, and trace the empty part. So what we want to do is we're going to keep tracing this. We're going to fit our piece together over and over again without any gaps. You can't have any gaps, and you can't have any overlaps when you trace it. So we're going to continue to trace this over and over until we fill our whole entire page. That's our goal. All right, so we just finished tracing our tessellation piece, or Ella did, and her design turned out really cool. I love all the zigzag lines that she made on her tessellation stencil. So we filled up the whole entire page with her pattern. It fit together just like a puzzle with no gaps and no overlaps. And so there's a couple options that you have at this point, and here's my design. I think I like Ella's better. So the options you have here, you can take your shape, and like MC Escher did, you can create some sort of animal or creature or person or design inside your shape if you'd like. If you don't want to do that, you can leave it just like it is. And I think Ella and I are going to leave ours just like they are, and we're going to try to paint some sort of a pattern in our shapes. Like we might just do a checkerboard pattern with a couple colors, and then see how that looks. I think that would look pretty cool. But if you want to take your shape and turn it into something like MC Escher did, this is a good time to do that. And you have to, if you do that, you'll have to do the same design in each of your shapes. All right, so here's what we have so far. I just finished my blue shapes on my paper, and Ella has decided to do a really cool zigzag polka dot design on hers, and she's doing like a checkerboard pattern, an ABAB pattern with black on top of her cool designs. And so hopefully the cool designs will show through her paint color. All right, so we just wrapped up our tessellations. I decided to go with a plain blue section, and then in my empty sections, I did a line design, and Ella has finished up her tessellation. She did black and white with her like crazy zigzag pattern and polka dots inside of her empty space. So I hope you enjoyed making tessellations with us today, and that's
Wrap from the Love Shack.